Collingwood. Yeah, I tossed in the extra S. Whoops.
Oh, well, that's very
I
American of us.
I do that to a lot of words, especially when I'm not super familiar. I will just kind of throw in consonants or vowels where it sounds like they should be there.
So we have my little Ashford ink room compared to Behemoth.
So
Little Ashford guy is about $120. You can get it on places like the Woolery, or if you want to travel down the river known as the Amazon, you can find them there. If you don't want to brave those dark waters, you can very easily find places that sell them. Etsy does. There are weaving supply stores that do, and they're build your own kits. This lovely beast here was built for me by Alexius of Southhouse. It was custom done. The inkle loom here makes about 8 feet. I wanted something that can make about 16 feet, and Alexius said, yeah, we can do better, and made me one that can make up to 30 feet. This can be used to make that much trim if you need to work on something that is not twist neutral, but you want it all one direction without having to unwind. You'll end up wasting a lot of string, but let's say you want 8 feet of Oseberg pattern, warp up 16 feet worth of thread here, you'll get 8 feet of Oseberg all going in the same direction. I am not going to go into how much we paid for the big one because I feel that's a little bit gauche, but but he does amazing work. It's really kind of annoying to me that the battery ended up dying right there because I was almost done. Oh, we can keep working, don't worry. Now, as I said earlier, mistakes are period. I will drill that into anybody that I can possibly get this to because all of us, we have a little bit of a perfectionist streak. This is as much of an art as it is a science. And I can tell you right now, unless there's another person who is really, really deep in the weaving thing, they're not going to, the average person isn't going to notice your mistakes. There are quite a few patterns I've seen that have been made that unless you are looking really closely and know what you're looking for, you're not going to see it. The eyes end up filling in a lot. They expect to see a pattern and they will.
I had a thing with that. Are you still recording? I'll say the story after you.
Okay, no problem. Now, again, a good place to find beginner cards. Also, you can go on Amazon, you can go on the Woolery, you can go on Etsy. But again, if you go on Etsy, those are going to be handmade, normally made to order cards made out of wood or bone or horn. Yeah, those can get pricey. Like a pack of, I believe it was 50, yeah, we got a pack of 50 wooden cards that are utilized for certain projects. That ran us about $100.
Whoa. Is there a preferred? Finding wood that is thin enough and of the right size is difficult. Normally you can't buy single layer
Correct.
wood that is, I think, an eighth of an inch is, and even then it's kind of expensive. And most of the time it's very brittle because it is supposed to be layered onto something else for strength. Now as for bone, I could see that being a bit difficult as well because it is typically round.
And it's certain bone, not the entire.
You're going to want to use things like shoulder blades,
Yep,
and you're going to have to make sure that you're okay with getting maybe 2 cards out of it. The shoulder blade itself also has a tendency to be curved, so it has to be worked in such a way as to have things be lining up. They're not all going to come from the same animal, and they have to be treated properly so they don't splinter over time. Same thing with horn. So you're going to, as a beginner, you're going to want to start with these little cardboard cards. I got a stack of about 100 of these. Actually, there was a sale at one point. I got 200 of them for $10.
Oh.
Yeah. So other little bits and accessories to be aware of. Since things like this are portable and you don't want the cards to get all knocked out of place as you're bringing them around, you want some way to keep them intact. Now, in the SCA, we absolutely love our fibulae. This was handmade for me by Lady Balthorda of Owl's Nest. She saw that I had this, and as the person who taught me how to tablet weave, she was absolutely horrified that I wasn't doing this yet. Just put these through the hole.
I can see a lot of people using a pencil.
Oh yeah. Pencils will work, but
These can be quick shut.
yes. And the thing about a pencil is it'll fall out.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this, those cards aren't going anywhere. It also means that your project will always be able to start in the right direction.
Good another clip, so.
I think they're all correct.
Thought I saw the second one. No.
It had been. I had corrected it shortly before you mentioned that it was all. Okay. Let's see here. You can, typically when you buy your looms, they will come with a shuttle. You can use anything for a shuttle. Obviously, you can use a popsicle stick, you can use a ruler, you can use a pen. If you want to just keep it as a small ball and put it through that way and just use your hand to beat down the cards, it's also acceptable. I personally prefer a shuttle that has a beveled edge because that makes it easier to get the string down into the bottom of the shed.
It would probably help with any fraying too.
Yes, yes it does. It does help keep things from fraying. And it makes the weave nice and tight.
Consistency for more texture.
Yes. I have found it helpful to have something close to the width that I'm trying to make, close to my side. So for example, this one is about 1 inch wide. Let's make sure. This guy is about 1 inch wide. So it is really helpful for me to have a quarter on hand to put up against to make sure that things aren't tightening too much as I'm going through, or things haven't started to loosen without me noticing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to go through. I'm going to ask again, do you have any questions? Okay, I think that is it then. And I appreciate people coming in. And I'm looking forward to teaching larger classes in the various salons and at events that I'm going to.